I've been asked repeatedly for a case update on the Commander Aaron Miner matter. In this video, I'm not going to cover the details of the case itself. For a case summary, check out my earlier video linked above and in the description below. Instead, I'm going to focus on how the appeal wrapped up, the protections provided by state law, and the decision made as to what happens next. I'm Steve Serbalik, and I'm a panel attorney for ASCOPS, and I represent POSA and ASCOPS member Aaron Miner. So first, here's the quick summary of how the Aaron Miner case resolved. Back in October, we had a 4-day appeal hearing where the city had the responsibility of proving that just cause existed for Commander Aaron Miner's termination. ARS 381106 makes it clear that the board was supposed to determine if the city met its burden of proof in disciplining Commander Miner. But the Scottsdale Personnel Board only had 2 members, and the members split, one feeling strongly that Commander Miner should remain terminated, and the other feeling equally strongly that Commander Miner did not commit misconduct and should be reinstated with back pay. This means that the city failed to meet its burden before the Personnel Board. Now, for non-police cases, the city manager is free to simply accept, reject, or modify the findings of the Personnel Board. But state law requires that a city manager reviewing a Personnel Board finding only overturn the finding if the finding was arbitrary or capricious. The Scottsdale city manager, at 5 p.m. on the day before Christmas Eve, sent a notice to Commander Miner that the city manager was overturning the Personnel Board finding. The city manager specifically said that he determined it was arbitrary and capricious to follow the finding of the chair of the Personnel Board, and the city manager therefore upheld the termination, even though the city had failed to meet its burden before the Personnel Board. I consulted with ASCOPS representatives and lawyers with decades of experience in representing law enforcement officers, and we can't think of another instance where a city manager overturned a board decision that a city failed to meet its burden for discipline. But this highly unusual decision is, unfortunately, permitted under the Arizona Peace Officers' Bill of Rights. But the good news is that the state law also allows for a significant check on this rarely used power. ARS Section 381107 says that if a law enforcement officer is terminated as the result of an employer reversing the decision of an appeals board, where the finding states there was no just cause for the termination, the law enforcement officer may bring an action in Superior Court for a hearing de novo on the termination. The Scottsdale Personnel Board issued separate recommendations by the 2 board members. Therefore, there was no just cause for the termination of Commander Miner. With the full support of ASCOPS, we will be taking this next step to seek a de novo review on the termination of Commander Miner. This means a Superior Court judge will take a fresh look at this case. We'll hold a hearing, and if we prevail, will likely award us reasonable attorney's fees. To recap, it was Scottsdale's choice to only have 2 members of its Personnel Board. It was the city manager's choice to overturn the fact that the Personnel Board did not find just cause for Commander Miner's termination. And it was the city's choice to announce this decision on the evening before Christmas Eve, causing significant additional unnecessary stress on Commander Miner and his family because of the timing of the decision. All of this can be reversed at any point in time if the city manager changes his mind. And remember, all of this is because Commander Miner had the strength of character to actually stand up and say it's wrong to make homophobic remarks at a staff meeting. When cities engage in conduct that's wrong, when they terminate officers who stand up for the right thing, ASCOPS is proud to represent our members, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to continue to fight for Commander Miner and for due process for police officers throughout Arizona. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.